There's a special kind of revenge, the kind that doesn't use anger, yelling, or payback in the traditional sense. No. This one comes wrapped in hymns, polite smiles, and the slow burn of holy irony. This is the story of a prankster who thought he was the funniest man on the railway. Until one Sunday afternoon, he found himself trapped, front row, in a full 2-hour church service. And trust me, he deserved every minute of it. Hey everyone, welcome back to Revenge Flame, the home of stories that prove karma doesn't need to raise its voice to make a point. If you've ever dreamed of the perfect, polite revenge, the kind that leaves your enemy smiling while suffering inside, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's dive right in. It all started decades ago, in a small railway depot where everyone knew everyone's business. This wasn't your average office. It was a brotherhood of locomotive engineers. Steel, steam, sweat, and sarcasm. And among the lineup of personalities, there were two names that everyone remembered: East and Mo. East was that guy, the office prankster, the man who believed every day was a chance to make someone laugh, or squirm. He carried a fart machine in his pocket, like a soldier carries a weapon. He once dropped prank fart pills in the dispatch office. The smell lasted for days. He was the kind of guy who would moon people while driving a train or wear a gorilla mask as he passed the platform, sending kids screaming and parents laughing. He was chaos in a conductor's cap. Mo, on the other hand, was the complete opposite: primary, proper, religious. A gentleman who ironed his shirts so crisp they could cut paper. He wore a tie every day, even in the middle of summer when everyone else was drenched in sweat and bad decisions. He was disciplined, methodical, and proud of it, and that made him the perfect target for East's juvenile humor. One day, while chatting in the break room, Mo casually mentioned a bit of his home routine. After a long shift, he'd go home, greet his wife, and hand her his work backpack. She'd take it to the kitchen, empty it out, and start dinner while he washed up. It was a simple, wholesome detail. But to East, it was an opportunity. A few days later, East executed what he believed would be his greatest prank yet. He snuck into Mo's locker and slipped a couple of adult magazines right into his backpack. Glossy covers, explicit titles, bold, colorful, impossible to miss. He zipped it up, grinning to himself like a child on Christmas Eve. That evening, Mo went home, none the wiser, and, as always, handed his bag to his wife. And then, silence. No reaction, no confrontation, no drama at work the next day. East waited. A week passed. 2. Nothing. No raised voices, no awkward glances, not even a smirk from Mo. For East, that silence became torture. He'd glance at Mo in the mornings, neat tie, polished shoes, coffee mug in hand, and wonder, did she find them? Did he? He'd tell jokes, try to probe, drop subtle hints. But Mo never flinched. It was as if the prank never happened, and that drove East crazy. He prided himself on getting a reaction out of people: laughter, disgust, anger, anything. But this time, Mo was a wall of politeness. East couldn't stand it. Until one afternoon, his phone rang. It was Mo. His voice was warm, friendly. "Hey, East, my wife and I are hosting a little get-together this Saturday. Some colleagues, a few drinks, nothing formal. You should come." East's heart leapt. Finally, he thought, this is it. He's going to make a joke about the magazines, maybe even prank me back. He agreed instantly. Saturday arrived. East showed up at Mo's home, cheerful and ready, carrying a 6-pack of beer and his usual grin. The house was exactly what he expected: tidy, quiet, pictures of family and a cross on the wall. Mo and his wife greeted him like old friends. "East! So glad you could make it." Come in, come in." Mo's wife took the beer from his hands with a polite smile. "Thank you. That's very kind of you." East followed Mo through the hallway, expecting to find a living room full of coworkers. Maybe some music, snacks, laughter. But as he turned the corner, his smile froze, because instead of a casual get-together, he walked into a full church service. Dozens of people were seated, hymn books in hand. A priest stood at the front. Soft organ music filled the air. Mo turned to East with a serene smile. "We're all here already. Come, sit up front with me." Before East could react, Mo gently guided him, ushered him, to the very first row, front and center. The service began. Psalm after psalm, sermon after sermon. East sat stiffly, clutching his beer awkwardly, like a sinner caught at confession. Every time he tried to shift or check his watch, someone would nod and smile warmly at him. The new friend from work. Mo occasionally leaned over and whispered, "Beautiful, isn't it?" East nodded, silently dying inside. 2 full hours of hymns, prayers, and the slow burning realization he'd been played. When the service finally ended, Mo shook his hand warmly. "Thank you so much for coming, East." It meant a lot to everyone. His wife smiled sweetly. The congregation waved goodbye. East stepped out of that house into the evening air like a man reborn, or rather, baptized in his own humiliation. He walked home silently, didn't say a word, didn't prank anyone. And from that day on, he never messed with Mo again. There's poetic justice in this story, not the loud kind, not the explosive kind, but the kind that quietly says, "I understand who you are, and I'll let you understand who I am." Mo didn't need to yell or seek revenge. He just gave East an experience he'd never forget. And he did it with a smile, a hymn, and a whole lot of grace. If this story gave you a smirk, a little shiver of satisfaction, or just made you want to high-five karma, hit that like button, drop a comment with your favorite revenge story, and don't forget to subscribe to Revenge Flame. Because around here, we don't just tell stories, we ignite them.